I have underrated this film for far too long. Hello, my name is Muzz, and welcome to Gaming Again, and welcome to Horror Month. It's finally started, alright? This is the official start of Horror Month. I know we're halfway through the month, but we try to get things kicked off by going to the cinema and see The Long Walk and Him. None of those hit right. This is Horror Month right here. This film is very, very good. And I can't believe it's been a while since I last watched it. Now, for those who don't know, I am going to do a review of the complete series, franchise of Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead, although not all the films are directed by him. But it is his conception, it is his idea, so it is his. And this, it's just a, it's such a good horror film in terms of the visual effects, the scares, the acting was pretty good as well. But specifically the practical effects, the just over the top nature of it, it completes the absolute. Oh, there are some issues. I'm not going to say it's a complete package, definitely not, which we will get into. So there is five people on their way to a cabin in the woods. Very stereotypical horror narrative. Back then, was it? I'm not sure. Not sure if it was, but nowadays it very much is. So you've got Ash, or Ashley, as he keeps getting referred to, which is a little off-putting, played by Bruce Campbell, who is the star of the Evil Dead franchise. Then you've got Scott. I like the name, don't like the character, but he's played well. He's supposed to be unlikable. You've got Cheryl, Shelley, and then Linda. Alright, so you've got five characters. They're on their way to the woods, to the cabin for a weekend away. And if you've watched any of the other Evil Dead films, you know that they're a bit more comedy, light-hearted. First, The Evil Dead. It's not Evil Dead 1, it's The Evil Dead. It's a bit more focus on horror, and I think it does it quite well in certain situations. Like, there is some good build-up. There's a few jump scares, but there is some good tension that kind of builds up, especially with one of the early scenes where Scott is walking up to the porch and there's a chair banging against the cabin, and then it just stops. You could put that down to wind, but we all know there was definitely something going on. So they go in and the cellar gets flung open. They go down and they find the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead. I don't think it's referred to that anything like that in here. They play the tapes and hell literally heck, breaks loose. Like it is, we are in it now. And the first real thing that happened, and I knew this was coming, but I thought it was later on in the picture, is the tree scene. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, you know the scene. It's a very graphic scene of a young woman being groped and fondled and sexually assaulted by a tree, by the trees. It doesn't pull any punches. You see nipple. Oh, it's quite uncomfortable, and that's your first interactions with the beings of, and it doesn't quite get as bad as that in terms of the, I guess, the uncomfortableness of it. So maybe they could have left that for later. I don't know. I feel like you have such a high benchmark now for the way these things interact with the characters. But that's just, I mean, I can't believe I'm talking about putting a tree raping scene later on in the film. Put it where you want, alright? It's just uncomfortable. Um, so, I think it's Cheryl is the first one to get possessed. And again, the elements of the Evil Dead films are in this. They are in this film. And it is done like the classic camera angles, the practical effects, the deadites. The deadites are very similar to what they actually become. They like to mess about with their victims. They like to kind of turn back into human and then attack. Like it's very similar. I forgot all of this kind of going back and watching it. So basically, I don't really need to. I would thoroughly recommend you go and watch this film. Please go watch this film. It is amazing for this time of year. The Evil Dead. So basically, I actually thought Scott, if I recall, you could be mistaken for thinking Scott is the main character, because he actually is the one who steps up and tries to deal with a lot of what's going on. But it's Ash, because he's the last one left, and one of the I think the better horror moments actually going back is when they're playing a game where someone's trying to read like the minds of the cards, and Cheryl just starts rattling them off, and then she floats up in the air all possessed, and it's like, pretty unsettling with the Deadite makeup on. The makeup, they definitely get better in the subsequent films. Here it looks a little bit like someone just slapped a bit of kind of makeup on them and went, there you go. But again, some of the effects, like the practical effects where she gets her hand cut and she chews through it, or the pencil in the ankle, like it. I wish we went back to practical effects. I wish there was more of them in Hollywood, because they just, when they get it right, it enhances the film. It enhances the gore, it enhances the believability, it enhances the scares. Because, yeah, when she's chewing off her hand, like, obviously you can tell it's fake, but it looks like the blood's coming out and the pus, and, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So anyways, Ash is he's the last one left. And I'm not going to go through all the kind of kills and all that, because I think it's something that you just need to go watch for yourself. The practical effects are fantastic. Not enough chainsaw, I will say that, but that's early goings in this film, in the franchise at this point. So yeah, he's kind of picking them off one by one, or so he thinks. A lot of them come back, and the ending is weak. The ending is weak. Definitely a weak ending. If you don't want it spoiled, turn off the video now, go watch the film and then come back. He throws the Necronomicon in the fire, and the Deadites die in a pretty cool way. As we said, the stop motion, what's the term for bodies when they rot? Rot's a good word. Decompose. There we go. I got there. They decompose and it's stop motion. It's cool. Then hands burst out of them. It just can't stress enough how much these practical effects are so good. Like, so good. And that's it. And that's it. Well, then we have a little cliffhanger ending where the classic Sam Raimi devil camera zooms through the cabin and attacks Ash. And or Ashley. Ashley, as he keeps getting referred to in this. But it's Ash. It's Ash to me. Alright. I'm going to throw this out there. Any Evil Dead remakes where you want another Ash, I could be your man. I could be your Ash. Sam Raimi, if you're watching, and I know you are, give me a call. I'll be your Ash. Groovy baby. That was a poor read. Don't take that as my tape before going in. I didn't warm up. Anyway, yeah, the Evil Dead. The Evil Dead. Very good. Like, genuinely much better than I remember. I need to make it, I think, an annual thing to watch the first one and the second one now, because although they're similar films, there's stuff that is very different in them, and there's similar elements to them, but they both work it in a different way. I don't think there's any scene that was really not stolen, but remade in the second one. I'll maybe live to eat those words when I watch the second one, but The Evil Dead, a great start. A great start to Horror Month, a great start to this franchise. I am not surprised that it got a second one, or am I for the time? When was this released? Oh god. Also, checking my poster. I didn't buy that specifically for it. I already had this. I already had this quote. Just that much of an Evil Dead fan. Anyway, stick around for more Horror Month. If you want to do that, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. We're going to do all the Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, the remake, the other one that I can't, High Rise, then the TV show, or maybe the TV show throughout. I don't know. We're going to do it, as well as doing Resident Evil Village. I'm going to try and find a way to record that and get it on my YouTube channel, because I miss playing video games and I miss putting them up. We'll do Let's Play style, long format videos. We're getting back to it. We're getting back to it. Anyway, sorry, got a bit excited there. As you should for Horror Month. With all that being said, all it says to say is any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.